And there is a message from Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And if you guys didn't read that in his entirety, he said, until at Moses Atoma fights at Big Baby Miller in the U.S., I don't believe in him. Whyte took a dive to put his homie on the map. Bring him to Vegas or NYC. Big Baby is the ultimate test with the flag waving. And those are the words of Jarrell Big Baby Miller. And let me counterpunch. I say, let's have it. I say bring Moses Atoma across the sea like AJ once upon a time attempted to do against the same guy, Jarrell Miller. Because, you know, if anybody's going to give him any rounds, it would probably be Miller. I don't think Miller would beat him because I think that speed will be a problem. But Jarrell Miller is a big walking wall. Okay, he's a big dude. And a guy like Jarrell Miller that has never been dropped in a professional fight will probably give Moses exactly what he wants. We'll see if the power's real. We'll see if he can take that shot. We will see if he can handle a shot. We will probably, if for the first time, see Moses Atoma in there with somebody solid and durable, because that's what we need to see him. And there's nobody knocking down the door to fight Moses Atoma, so why not Jarrell Miller? Now, as far as Dillian Whyte's involved, he says Dillian Whyte took a dive. I don't think that's the case. I think Dillian Whyte was overwhelmed with a lot of shots that he never recovered from, and he was caught with those shots very quickly, you know, and he didn't have the right balance up under him, and, you know, and they stopped the fight. First round, TKO, okay? Was he knocked out cold? No, but he got dropped and the referee stopped it. I don't think that he took a dive or whatnot, but it's a clever narrative, though. You know what I'm saying? To say something like that. Nah, you put your homie on the map, so you took a dive for some cash so you can put Moses Atoma up top and bring him where you once was, type thing. And I say this, though, man, I say Jarrell Miller, you know, the only one that has the balls to call out Moses Atoma, and Moses Atoma needs fights. So I think Jarrell Miller would be that guy, you know, but doesn't Jarrell Miller supposed to be fighting? Who was he supposed to be fighting? Because, I mean, there was a lot of names. Anderson. Damn, who was he? He's supposed to fight someone. I can't even really remember right now. You know what I mean? But no, if he's calling out Moses Atoma, he's asking for that smoke, but only in America. You know, I would say this. Why not the UK? You know, because it went from Fabio Wardley to Anderson to now he's calling out Moses Atoma, but it was somebody. I can't remember who he was going to fight. But nonetheless, I would like to see Moses in there with somebody that can last. You know what I'm saying? That can possibly take Moses into deep waters and, you know, see what that chin's working with, because Jarrell Miller's not a huge fight. He's not a huge puncher. You know, all heavyweights can punch. So don't get it twisted, Buster. But at the same time, you know, I say if Jarrell Miller wants it, I say give it to him. That's what I say. Give him the opportunity. He's the only one calling out Moses Atoma. Everybody else, the Caballos, the Parkers, they're in a whole different realm because they're waiting for their title shot, and rightfully so. But Jarrell Miller, though, he's a guy that wants that smoke. He wants some M's. He wants to fight. So I say give it to him. And why not the U.S.? I don't think that should be a deal breaker, though, because you want him in the USA. You know what I mean? Instead of the UK. I think that was kind of strange, but nonetheless, you know, that stipulation may bring a damper on things if he's serious. But, you know, I think Frank should get a hold of this and really look into it, because Jarrell Big Baby Miller wants a fight. You know what I mean? He wants that. He wants that smoke. And I say give it to him. And I like the idea, you know, because, again, you know, somebody that runs away from the fire versus somebody that runs toward is somebody that you don't want to see. But somebody that runs towards that fire, I want to see him and see what he does when he meets that fire head on, and that fire is Moses Atoma. But you guys tell me what you think of Jarrell Big Baby Miller claiming that Dillian Whyte took a dive and he doesn't believe in Moses Atoma. Until he fights him, he is the real test. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch.